Welcome back, children. Now we are going to see three-dimensional geometry lines. Okay, we are going to learn two things: direction cosines and direction ratios. Direction cosines and direction ratios. These two are important concepts which you should learn, you should understand. Now, let us take a three-dimensional plane, x, y, z plane. Take a point P. I am going to join this with origin. Okay, this is OP vector. Now, we see this OP vector, we assume that it makes an angle alpha with x-axis, beta with y-axis, and gamma with the z-axis. Okay. Now, direction cosines, cos. The short form of cosine is cos, right? So we are going to see direction cosines are cos alpha, cos beta, and cos gamma. Cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. So cosine of this angle, cosine of this angle, cosine of this gamma angle are called as direction cosines. These are referred with the letters L, M and N. So L will be cos alpha, M will be cos beta, N will be cos gamma. Okay? Right. The special thing about direction cosines is L squared plus M squared plus n squared will always be equal to 1. This we have also discussed during learning vector algebra. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Do you remember this? This we have already learnt. Okay. Now, what is direction ratios? Direction ratios are sometimes called as direction numbers. They are proportional with the direction cosines. Okay. Direction ratios are referred with the letters A, B and C. They are referred with the letters A, B and C. Now, with the direction ratios, how to find direction cosines? If direction ratios are given, how will you find direction cosines? L is equal to A by root of A squared plus B squared plus C squared. If direction ratios are given, direction cosines are found by A by root of A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Similarly, direction cosine M will be B by root of A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Can you guess how will you find N? Yes, you are right. C by root of A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Okay. So direction ratios are numbers which are proportional to direction cosines. When direction ratios are given, we can find direction cosines using this formula. When A, B, C are direction ratios, we can find like this. Okay. This is the main concept about direction cosines and direction ratios. Number 2. How will you find direction ratio when 2 points are given? How will you find direction ratio when 2 points are given? I hope you have noted this. When 2 points are given, for example, the first point is x1, y1, z1. The second point is x2, y2, z2. When these 2 points are given, how will you find direction ratio? Direction ratio when 2 points are given is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. So this is how you should find direction ratio when 2 points are given. Okay. After finding this x2 minus x1, this will be taken as A, this will be taken as P, z2 minus z1 will be taken as C. Then you can find direction cosines using this formula L, M, N. A by root of B by root of C by root. This is very common and very useful formula too. Okay. So direction cosines, again I recall, direction cosines are cosine of the angles which the vector makes with the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Okay, right. This is one. Okay. Now, when two lines are parallel, what is the relation between the direction ratios? When two lines are parallel, we have the direction ratios. When two lines are there, first one, let us take it as B1, A1, B1, C1 direction ratios, and second line direction ratios is A2, B2, C2. Then when two lines are parallel, the direction ratios will be A1 by A2 will be equal to B1 by B2 will be equal to C1 by C2. If direction cosines are given, also the same logic. L1, M1, N1 is given, L2, M2, N2 is given. When lines are parallel, you will have L1 by L2 will be equal to M1 by M2 will be equal to N1 by N2. So you will be asked to find whether the lines are parallel, then you should go with the direction ratios formula, or direction cosines are given, we can go with this formula. Okay. Now we are going to see when two lines are perpendicular, what is the relationship between their direction ratios. So when two lines are perpendicular, then their direction ratios will be, okay, when these are direction ratios, when lines are perpendicular, the same A1, B1, C1 for the first line. So for the second line, direction ratios are A2, B2, C2. Then A1 into A2 plus B1 into B2 plus C1 into C2 will be equal to 0. Okay. When direction cosines are given, we will take L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2, the same logic. L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2 will be equal to 0. This is the case when two lines are perpendicular. Okay. These things we are going to see. Collinear, collinear. When lines are collinear, okay, we will be saying that when points are collinear, we can do with the direction ratios, or we can go with AB plus BC equal to AC. That idea also you can use. I'll tell you what I am coming to say. You will be given with 3 points. You will be asked to show that they are collinear, they fall on the same line. So whenever you see the word collinear, then you remember that AB plus BC will be equal to AC. This is the idea for collinear. When you are given with 3 points or 3 vertices, you go with AB, you find AB, BC and AC. How will you find AB? AB vector, okay, B minus A, BC vector, C minus B, AC vector or CA vector. If you are going with AC vector, then C minus A. How will you remember this? AB vector, the second letter minus the first letter in small letters. C minus B, C minus A. This idea will help you to find when 3 points are collinear. Or you can go with the direction ratios also. You can go. You go with AB with if you are using direction ratios to prove collinear, then direction ratios, if you find AB vector and BC vector, you will find that AB vector will be lambda times BC vector. Then you can say they are parallel, which means AB is parallel to BC. The magnitude may be different. They are parallel. And you can also see B is common, which means A, B, C are collinear. These two vectors are not different, they lie one over the other. So this is an idea when you use direction ratios, but I am going to solve all the questions using this basic formula. Okay. Thanks children. We will go for exercise 11.1. This is an introduction for 11.1.